Oh, is it on? It's been a minute since we fired this thing up. We're live, right? Okay, we're live. All right, listen, the people have asked, and it's my duty to deliver. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mango Tree.
Centaur's in there!
Get it!
S48 gets it! There's combat going on everywhere!
Up on it! There's the point!
The duel is on to the clink!
I got you down! Don't get fucking lynched down!
The three-man LSA, they're all dead! Down, he gets locked down, and the Juggernaut goes down!
Welcome to the first episode of the Mango Tree for Conqueror Season 48. If you're not already familiar with the Mango Tree, you're in for a treat. This is the premier content hub for the Amateur Dota 2 League, where you will get an in-depth analysis of every player, team, sandbagger, and everything in between. Now, as I've mentioned before, this season of the Mango Tree will primarily be focusing around Conqueror, which has seemingly fallen into position as the premier division this season. Now, this season we have some new teams, some old teams, some really good-looking teams, and some not-so-good-looking teams. But before we get into that, I'm going to send things straight on over to Mango, and we're going to take a look at the individual preseason rankings of all 60 players this season in Conqueror. Take it away, Mango. Howdy, and welcome to our preseason player rankings. For these rankings, our proprietary software coined Tree OS ingests every player's in-depth and analytical stats and runs them against a special formula to help determine each player's rankings. To start off, we have our carry rankings. In the S tier, we are led by Monkey Man and Cian Sky. A tier is filled out by Malibu and Tommy Ruggs. B tier is accompanied by Draft, Puka, IPA, Scar, and Abmis, while our C tier players consist of Core's Little Ninja, Black Mamba, and Inron. And for our mid rankings, S tier is led by some, and some weirdo named 16 Male Ontario. A tier consists of Chev and your very own Mango. B tier is populated by Cloudy, Darth Revan, Yoshi, Daddy Odin, and Tins, while C tier is finished off with Degen, Buildy, and AW Rooster. Now for our offlane rankings. Wolf, 210, and Jack of Spades are our S tier players. Peacock and Zen are our A tier players. Tribulb, Cloud, Smamuel, Adams, Shadow, and Prevost fill out the B tier, and Clarkles, Reed, and Barry finish off the C tier. In our support category, our S tier is populated with Yin and Slowed Bison. Mr. Burrito and King fill out the A tier. Ginny, Donut, Greg, Greybush, and Balsakian sit in B tier. Then Dizzle, Lear, and A2 finish off the C tier. And last but not least, we have hard supports. Bubba and Ghost top S tier. Throatingus, Goblingus, and What is a Mile land in A tier. Pause, This Is Not Meth, Booty, Green Bean, and the Mighty Midget fill out our B tier. And in C tier, we are finished off by Dragoness, Bry Guy, and Finley. That is all for our individual player rankings. Now I'm going to send it over to Mango, where he will break down the overall team rankings going into week 1. Thank you, Mango. For our team rankings, we are once again working off from our top secret Tree OS proprietary formulas for all placements. These placements are objective and not up for question unless I say otherwise. In first place, we have the Retirement Home Colt, followed by What Can You Do and Barry's War Council. Following them, we have Colt V4 in 4th, Leo +4 Anchors in 5th, Beignet Boys in 6th, Get Ganked Conk 1 in 7th, and Josh A. Big Titty Goth Girls in 8th. These are the 8 teams that Tree OS predicts to make the cut for the playoffs this season. And falling just outside of the cut is Buttery Toast at 9th, Get Kinked Conqueror 2 at 10th, Dark Horse Storm at 11th, and Dr. Midas as 12th. Do expect these rankings to show a greater reflection of performance as the season progresses and Tree OS is fed more data to munch upon. On that note, I'm going to break down matchup probabilities for the first week of games. Here we go. In week 1, we have number 12 Midas against number 9 Buttery Toast, with Tree OS predicting a 40.6% chance for Buttery Toast to claim a 2-0 victory. Number 3 BWC versus Retirement Home Cult has BWC outside of favorability, with a 15.5% at getting a 2-0 themselves. Number 11 Dark Horse Storm is predicted with 48.3 probability to fall 0-2 to Cult V4. Number 2, What Can You Do, has the strongest odds at a 2-0 this week, with a 49.2% chance against Get Ganked Conk 1, while Get Ganked Conk 2 doesn't sit too far off with only a 13.5% chance to claim a 2-0 themselves. To round out our matchups, we have the closest prediction with a 49.3 probability of a 1-1 between Josh A. Big Titty Goth Girls and Beignet Boys. And that's it for this week's team rankings and matchup odds. So I'm going to go on and send it back over to Mango at the main desk. Thank you, Mango and Mango, for giving a thorough breakdown of every player and team's ranking placement heading into the first week of games. If you don't like where you're ranked, if you're unhappy with Tree OS's calculations, put your money where your mouth is. Prove us wrong. Show up and show out. Play your heart out and show why Tree OS should place you in S tier in the next episode of the Mango Tree. But before we send things off, we actually have a new segment. There's a special guest who has some closing words for everyone and the debut of an amazing new prize. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Head Coach Mango and the Treesman Watch.
Howdy there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Head Coach Mango, a mastermind behind Barry's War Council and numerous other successful 82L teams. I myself have 2 national championships under my belt, and if my clipboard of strategy looks correct, I'm well on my way to a 3rd. That's not my clipboard. Shit. I'm well on my way to a 3rd. Anyways, but I like to think that I got quite the eye for talent. And speaking of talent, many seasons of 82L have gone by where divisions have been emblazoned by players who show up and show out as compared to the competition. These players are often underappreciated and under-rewarded for their efforts. Well, that changes this season. This season is the debut of the Treesman Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Treesman Trophy. God damn, fucking smoky in here. This completely handmade and sculpted trophy will be rewarded to the best regular season player of Conqueror Season 48. It is solid rock of the highest quality, and it will be shipped free of charge to anywhere the winner would like. The winner will be based upon a plethora of factors, which include, but not limited to, player voting, individual stats, and team results. As the team progresses, I will update this segment with the top player in the Treesman Watch. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's segment of the Treesman Watch. I'm going to go on and send it back on over to our host, Mango.